you want to win this glorious Maker's Mark Cask Strength Double Dipper? Have you ever seen anything so double dipped before in your life? No. Well, simple. Like, comment, subscribe, and you'll get one entry. But if you join my membership, Eagle Rare members will get 4 extra, and Rare Breed will get 10, and Stag will get 30 extra entries. So there you go, man. This is the unicorn. Stag members also get a monthly sample kit from me, which can sometimes be some pretty incredible stuff. But yeah, this bottle is gorgeous. Almost be ashamed to open it, but it's also good to drink. Cask Strength is one of the better ones from Maker's Mark, so yeah, get involved. So this video is some of the hunting we did on Saturday when we went to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. It was pretty hot and it was towards the end of the day, so we checked out early and headed over to Wild Turkey and did some hunting. So the real reason we actually left the Kentucky Bourbon Fest wasn't really to go hunting, it was to come out here to Wild Turkey and hopefully pick up the Jimmy Russell 70th anniversary bottle. And hopefully he'd be here and he'd be able to sign it, which would be pretty special. I also have a bottle of Generations, which I've been trying to get Mr. Jimmy to sign for quite a while, but every time I've got it, he's not there, and every time he's there, I don't have it. So I do have a video showing this Wild Turkey new visitor center, but it's freaking gorgeous, man. So thought I'd chuck it in here at the front of the hunting video. If you're not interested in this, skip forward a little bit. Hunting starts in a little bit, but this place is great. There is the man himself, Jimmy Russell, with his wife. He just sits, he loves to just sit here and he signs bottles and you can talk to him. He's just, you know, great man. And he must have signed more things than any other man in the history right about now. But yeah, super cool guy to see him. And we actually were able to try this 70th anniversary bottle at a place we stopped for lunch, what actually happened to be one of Jimmy's favorite restaurants. And let me tell you, it's good. It's real good. It's basically you know, Wild Turkey 101, but it is definitely a step up. It's got you know, it's very light, very easy to drink even at 101 proof, and later on we'll talk to Bo and he'll let us know that there's going to be a lot of it. So that actually ran out, even though I said that actually ran out, but Bo said it was just literally because they did not expect as many people as they got. So on the following Wednesday they were going to get like another 100 cases sent out here. So yeah, this is a gift shop. It's a beautiful gift shop. They don't normally have a lot of stuff, but today they had the Voyage. I guess they found a whole bunch more of that lying around somewhere, so you can pick that up, about $2.75 out the door. And here's the view, just a fantastic view. You know, the leaves are changing. It's a beautiful time of the year over here in Kentucky and Tennessee, so this is just a great place to come down, hang out, buy a few drinks. Drinks are not, I think I've said in the other video, they're not overly cheap, but you do get a nice glass with them. So I've had a few pours here, and I have a lot of their Wild Turkey, their rocks glasses, but they're nice. But yeah, great place to come and hang out if you're ever in the Kentucky area. Come and check it out. So we'll go backside in a minute and we'll talk to Bo. Bo is one of the most knowledgeable people on, there's Mr. Jimmy and Mr. Jimmy's wife again. One of the most knowledgeable people on Wild Turkey, and we'll see what he has got to say about everything. Do you guys know if you're going to have any the 70th back in?
I'm sorry?
You're going to have the 70th back in, you know?
Until we get our next shipment, we are completely sold out. We're getting more of it. Just we didn't realize it was going to sell out before we got the rest of it.
It's a good homage.
This has been the busiest weekend we have had, period.
Yeah, I mean,
It's been ridiculous.
Bourbon Festival's booming.
Yeah,
so.
it's crazy down
You
there.
got a Bourbon Festival. You also got University of Kentucky playing Georgia and Lexington tonight. So,
yeah.
And we've got the football crowd on top of it. And the demand for that 70th has been
Yeah, like I said, it's a great homage, you know, especially
a great product.
Yeah.
It will go into distribution.
It'll be
We got it here because I'm sorry?
Large amounts of it?
We made a lot of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we had more of it for here. We just didn't anticipate that we would need it that quick.
Right.
Like, but within 5 days, we need another whole shipment of it.
That's crazy.
It'd be so cool to get Jimmy to sign it too.
That's been part of the problem why we can't keep it in here.
Yeah.
Because he's been here almost every day since it came out.
That's awesome. So, if you can buy liquor from supermarkets, it is a great place to start. Because these guys, they just sell MSRP. There's no sort of mucking around with secondary prices or jacking anything up. So, if you can find it here, this will be some of the cheapest places. And they also have their, supermarket sales, which is great. This Calumet 16 was on sale there for $123. Can't quite see it. Was $140, but if you looked down, $123. That's the best price I have seen on your Calumet. And $111 for the 15. So, sale. All this stuff's on sale. Although in saying that, I think I picked up the Maker's Mark Heart release from here for $70. $77 down to $70, and then saw it at the distillery for 1 cent less. Now there's that Willet Rye. I've always bashed on it. The funny thing is, I had another rye the other day, and all my friends loved it. It was the new Bardstown one, the one that they had finished in like cherry wood and stuff, and it had that same note that I just don't like. It tastes like a burning plastic or a rubber, but some sort of rye funk that some people love and some people hate. That Wilderness Trail's pretty good stuff. $43. Don't really know why the rye is a little bit more expensive there, but it's a bottled and bond rye, I suppose. But yeah, all very good stuff and good selection of new Rift there. So I slowed this down so you guys can check out the prices, and but I find myself talking about the same bottles over and over, so there might be some empty just listening to music going on here. There's that Rowan's Creek Willet distillate, Willet made. No, I'm not a big fan of that. Some cheaper Remus and the Woodinville. I'm really looking for that Woodinville H here. Guys up in the Pacific Northwest have failed me so far, but we'll get one of those. The Old Forester Statesman in 1920. There's the Old Forester Rye. Single barrel rye is pretty good. I don't think I've actually tried the standard one. There's the Whiskey Row series. Pretty much everything there is great, but I love the 1910, 1920. Castle and Key sucks. Basil Hayden, no thanks. But a bit less low proof. Like if you want a nice low proof one, I think the bottle looks pathetic. I don't know. Not my jam, man. Not my jam. So that Nelson Bros, that's made by Nelson Greenbrier, and those guys apparently were bigger than Jack Daniels before Prohibition, so Prohibition sort of fucked them over, and now Jack Daniels owns the world. Ezra Brooks 99, some of the lower stuff. 2XO, that stuff's pretty good. All of their Dixon Deadman's blended stuff, he knows what he's doing. And then the Bowman brothers, Isaac Bowman Brothers. The small batch is not that great. That port one is not bad if you're into finished whiskies. It's actually pretty decent. Small batch is quite good. Now that's actually Buffalo Trace distillate. So Buffalo Trace mash bill 1 or 2, I'm not 100% sure, and they comment below to tell me which one. And they send it over to Virginia, and it's aged in Virginia. So they have a cask strength which is pretty damn good, and so basically it's like a cask strength. If it's mash bill 1, it's like Stag, and if it's mash bill 2, it's like blending straight from the barrel. So both those really good, and some of them are hazmat. A lot of them are hazmat, so they're pretty expensive. JTS Brown and JW Dent, like, I've heard those are fantastic. I'd never tried them until we went to that Heaven Hill event, and that's what they had upstairs with the JW Dent, and I got to admit, that's pretty good. So, if you're complaining about the prices of bourbon, man, just drink that, Everything can't be cheap. Unfortunately, it's just not the way the world works. But if you need to drink a cheap whiskey, $14 for, $7.50, I don't know how much cheaper you want it than that. And it's quite good. It's really good. But if you can afford to step up and you don't drink that much, then Rare Breed, man, $66, and the rye and the bourbon is fantastic. Now, I don't like the Russell's 10. I don't know why. I love all the other stuff, but Russell's 10, just not me. And that James E. Pepper, we were almost going to buy it at the other store for like $70 because we don't see that at all in Tennessee. And then good old Kroger's like $54. So I'm pretty sure we picked that one up here. Got that sitting over here that I need to pop open and give it a go. I wondered what that box was, but it was just a empty paper bag. There's all the knobs.
That's what she said.
I haven't tried the smoked maple, but I don't think I really want to. There's like a 120 proof there, and the 10-year rye, $64. Like, that's pretty reasonable for a 10-year rye. And Green River. Green River is fantastic. That Green River rye, really good. And if you look for the full proofs or the what do you call it? The store picks of the full proofs, man. Look at this. Is Milam and Green. You watched my other video. We met one of their guys and told us a bit about their outfit. I guess their master distiller and blender are a couple of women. Not that that's unusual these days, but it's a girl power place, I believe. They're out there making some really nice stuff. Now, I'm not too sure who the guy was we were talking to, whether he is new blender or something. His name was on like a poster, so it's got to be somebody, but we should have paid more attention. There's a McKenna down there, like it's on the shelves again, but it's back on the shelves for $70, which is a little bit expensive. At the Heaven Hill event, I also had stuff like the standard larceny, which once again is perfectly okay. Bourbon, like everything, it's a diminishing returns. You can get 90% of everything for 10% of the cost, and then it sort of goes exponential. But
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
if you want to step it up, it's just going to cost more money. Things have got a little bit out of hand recently, but I don't think prices are ever going to come down. That's not the way the world works, unfortunately. So Maker's Mark store picks. Seems everybody has a Maker's Mark store pick. You could never possibly try them all. I have heard from Homer and Amy on Deck Night on the Rocks that that's actually a really, really fun barrel pick. You go out, pick all the staves and everything. There's all Mr. Prater himself eyeing up the James E. Pepper decanter. Such a nice bottle. They have different batches, and they're up there on the label of the neck. I think this one there was a batch 2 and batch 3. I have heard, I think Bruzel said that he tried one as a sample and really liked it, but then he bought a bottle and he didn't like it as much. So don't know what the good batches are and the bad batches are. So I got one batch and Prater got the other, and we'll try and give you some information about what we think of both of them, if there's any difference, and which one's the better one. RD1 is quite good. If you like Amberana, which I did at one point, the RD1 Amberana is probably the best. But I have just gone off Amberana like no other. There's Muckety Muck. That's the orphan barrel stuff. Now what they do is they get these orphan barrels that somebody didn't want or were lying around, and they've bottled them. I think sometimes they've found magic, and sometimes I think they've found why the barrels were not wanted. I don't know if that Muckety Muck's any good. That could be one of the... And they also do a lot of single malt stuff. So come around here on this end cap. The Jefferson's there. Marion McLean, that's a tribute to the founder's 8th generation grandmother. It's a pricey one. It's a blend of like 5 different whiskies, but not particularly old, like a 14-year-old Tennessee, so probably Dickel, or maybe Tennessee Distilling. An 11-year-old Kentucky, and then a wheated double barrel and a rum cask finish, and an 8-year-old $250. That's pretty pricey. B524 on the Larceny. Larcenies are pretty good. At I.W. Harper, that's another name that has a long history in the bourbon world, and was really, and still is, pretty big over in Japan. Sort of came back now. Bardstown, always got to see if it's an old one. Maybe that's a 9. And it's got some Dickel in it. So no thanks. It's not that it's bad, it's just not good. But the Bardstown 12 is good. But is it as good as the 11? We had a bit of a pour of it last night. Absolutely great, but don't. Is it good as? But the 11 is also great. There's that Basil Hayden with that funny belt, and some of the Jack, not Jim, sorry. Come around the corner here. There's all their other stuff. A little end cap here with maybe some store picks, like a knob, and even makers 46. The 46 cast strength is apparently pretty good. Not one I've tried. It's the French oak staved finished ones. And the Knob Creek there, barrel select 120. That's pretty good. You can use that to make a poor man's 4 grain. E.H. Taylor poor man's 4 grain, or E.H. Tater 4 grain is what it's called. I'll put the recipe in the description. It's actually pretty good, and I put it up against the real life E.H. Taylor 4 grain, and is it as good? No, but it definitely has a similar profile. So yeah, give that one a go. Here's some Jack Daniel's single barrel. If you want a lower proof one, that's fine, but I would definitely step up to the gold label, because the black one is fine, but the gold one is spectacular. It's some Green River. It's the full proof there that I was talking about before. That is an excellent bottle. So those 2 bottles there are some of the best values in bourbon, and all the Green River stuff. And I can't wait till it gets older, man. Like, as that ages out, it's just going to get better and better, and then they might even be able to bring out some high level stuff. So that was Kroger. That was the bottle I got. We're going to move on to Sam's Club. Now, it's another thing. If you're in a state where Sam's or Costco sells liquor, they are definitely worth a visit, because those guys can have some spectacular stuff, or nothing. It's sort of very hit and miss. So here we are at Sam's Club. Once again, these prices are going to probably be even better, but you know, so it is hit and miss. I've heard in Kentucky you can walk in here sometimes and find King of Kentucky at Costco, well, a single barrel, that sort of stuff, but the word gets out pretty quick, and so don't expect it to sit on there for very long. So, and because of the good prices, people shop here. You also don't need to be a member in Kentucky anyway, so you can walk in here without having to show your Sam's or Costco card. So if you didn't know that, now you do. Haven't tried the Calumet 8. I have heard a friend of mine who's just getting into whiskey said it is not bad. And that Cooper's Craft, I have heard that is the new Early Times. I think using the same mash bill as Early Times, still made by Old Forester, because Old Forester sold Early Times to Sazerac, who is Buffalo Trace. And getting some Japanese stuff there, and Traveller. Like, I don't think I've seen anybody buy a Traveller. I don't think I've seen, you know, it's always full. It's a full stack everywhere I go. So maybe people are buying it. Comment if you are buying Traveller and enjoy it. So there's that, well, it's not Crown Royal, but it's Cooper's Craft. And it sounds pretty good. And, you know, Costco, Sam's Club, they normally have a mountain shit ton of whatever you need. But, yeah, if Costco sold in my area, I'd definitely be checking it out. It'd be one of my places I'd just go in and check out, because you never know. You never know what you might find. And they also had this lockup. There didn't really seem to be a rhyme or reason of what was locked up and what wasn't. There were some expensive things in here, but there were also things in here that were also on the shelf, so it was hidden behind the cashier, so it was worthwhile going and checking it out. But yeah, it's hard to see in here, but nothing particularly amazing. Some Woodfords down there. Just standard Woodfords, like $33, so don't know why these are caged. Basil Hayden with a funny belt. Rare breed, don't know why they locked that up. I tried to see what this one was. It's the Jephthah Creed, but just the standard one, not the red, white, blue we were looking for. So yeah, that was Sam's Club in Shelbyville. So this is Liquor Barn Express, and is literally out the window of the hotel we were staying at. So this was behind the counter, had the 2XO up there, the Kentucky Gem. It's really good, single barrel, so they all differ. Mr. and Mrs. that we've talked about before in a couple of different Bardstown, some barrel down there. There we go, there's some Bookers up there, and Larceny, that Marie one we were just talking about. So here's a Green River again. Once again, fantastic. Look for the white label one with the Storpik. There's the green hardy one, the Ambarana that I was talking about too. So if you're into Ambarana, it's a nice one, not overly Ambaranaed and quite good. Their other stuff's pretty good too. The red one and the blue one there. Yep. Coming up here pretty soon. We're just wandering around. Like I say, thought we were going to a normal liquor barn, a large one, and then we showed up to this one. I'm like, I've been here. I've seen this before. And then I realized when we put in the hotel, it was like across the street. And then when I got back to the hotel room, I looked out the window and I'm looking straight at this place. So there's that old Bardstown. That's just some cheap stuff made by Willett. I don't know. Some people say it's good. I might have to give it a go. There's that Willett that I do not like. I got a Sazerac Rye. That used to be hard to find during COVID. The bunny bottles. Rabbit Hole. That could be good. Some of the rabbit. And and then I came down here. I was like, hello, Jephthah Creed. RWB. And I was like, wonder if that's red, white, blue that Prater was talking about that he really liked. So I was like, hey man, check this out. Here's that bottle that you wanted. Oh my god, it's a bottle that I wanted. Now let me get one too. Jebediah Creed. Jephthah Creed. Sorry, anyway, I have to give this one a go. It's red, wine, blue, so Bloody Butcher red corn, standard white corn, and then that blue corn that some people have started to use, all mixed together. So, should be good. How can it not be? America. Sagamore rye, it's always pretty good. The Pursuit guys use a lot of Sagamore in their rye. I think they use Sagamore for their rye, so yeah, they make some fantastic stuff with it. New riffs and some more Jeffersons up there. Let's go over here. What do we got? Some smoke wagons. And McTavish and Basil Hayden's. And then we're back to the Old Forester. Whiskey Row. Pretty decent stuff. Rare breed. Yum. It's Kentucky Spirit. I picked me up one of those the other day. Camp Nelson F1. I've heard that the Tyrone warehouse might be coming on in the last couple of years, so maybe Camp Nelson F isn't the one to get, and maybe it is Tyrone. There's that Bardstown, the wheated one, so it's already out and about in Kentucky anyway. And there's some of their cheaper stuff, their Origin series and their Rye, and their Mr. and Mrs. That's their basketball player. Bullet, not a fan. And that JTS Brownlee and JW Dant down there on the bottom shelf. Plastic bottles, well, plastic. I think some of the big ones might be plastic. Yeah, $15, $16, $14. So cheap and pretty reasonably good. So anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, and comment, and enter in to win that frickin' awesome double dunker. Now, the Daryl got that for me. He was out and about, and he sent it in the group text, who wants this? And I've never seen one, so I grabbed it. But I figured, you guys deserve that. So, yeah, we'll hopefully have a few more giveaways and stuff like that. Join the membership, and you'll get extra entries into the giveaway, and join at the stag level, and not only do you get a big amount of entries. Now, the 30's not normal. This is just for this one. I've sort of doubled the amount, but you'll still get like 10, I think is what I've set it at, and gives you a pretty good option because not that many comments on my videos, to tell you the truth. So yeah, get in, and then you also get a sample pack. And you guys have watched my videos, you sort of see what I drink, so just put a couple of those away every time I take a sample and send it out to my stag members, at least until there's too many stag members. Well, no, it should scale, right? It should scale. Maybe one day I'll actually be able to make more money than I spend, but I doubt it. That is so far away. An impossibility. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Comment if you like these sort of videos and whether you want me to talk more or talk less, slow motion, fast motion, I don't know. And yeah, thanks for watching again, and hopefully, I think my next video is not going to be a bourbon hunting one. I've got a few other ones. I did delete, oh man, I'm using my new camera, and I accidentally deleted the one I did at Justin's House of Bourbon, which was pretty damn interesting, unfortunately, which sucks. Anyway, mistakes we make, I'll just have to go back to Justin's House of Bourbon, and they have a Tornado, E.H. Taylor Tornado Survivor for buys of, pours. You can get a pour of it. $200. I didn't ask if it was an ounce or ounce and a half, but was it really fucking matter at that point? But might be the only way I'll ever be able to try Tornado Survivor. And wouldn't it be interesting to see if it's really that good? I bet you it isn't. But anyway, these last couple of weeks have been pretty expensive on bourbon, so that can wait for another day. So anyway, yeah, Nashville Barrel. Those guys are really good too. I wouldn't mind going out there and visiting them pretty soon because they're not too far from me. But anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for watching again, and like, subscribe, comment, and maybe I'll do a live. What do you guys think about lives? I don't know. I've never really done one. I did one once, but yeah, maybe that's something I'll think about doing too. Anyway, thanks for watching and happy hunting.